Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God. Yeah, blessed love, give thanks. Come to Sabbath school, every Sabbath morning. Bring your Bible and your hymn book said when. Thanks, life giver man, keep of life, Holy Menelik I, Selassie I, Rastafari. Give thanks. Such a wonderful day of calm meditation. You know, we're very thankful for life, the life giver, Kadamawe in everything that we do. Give thanks to the Black Christ himself, the Black I Am, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, Messiah Garvey to be exalted, Holy 3 in 1 and 1 in 3, you know, Prophet, Priest and King, you know. Many things as it relates to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and King Emmanuel Charles Edwards' order has always been questioned. And I'm honored, you know, in this time that I could even be one of those that bring and show and prove that which the Black Christ has taught us. As I said, the 3 in 1 and the 1 in 3. Many has even accused Bobo Shanti of leaving the woman out of the Trinity, wherein historically it is Bobo Shanti that has been expressing Father and Mother of Creation concept from as long as the Congress has been a Congress. It is in our creed, and it is in many aspects of our service, even the aspect of what is known as going into Zion. When you're going into Zion, Father and Mother of Creation. And when you say the creed, it's the same thing, King Alpha, Queen Omega. So we've always recognized, you understand what I'm saying, that Father and Mother concept, but yet still one's, would even argue that, well, come on, you're leaving the woman out of the Trinity when we now have taken it upon ourselves to show even astronomically of the three working in one order, the prophet, priest, and king. Astronomically, we're talking now, the original book. I'm speaking of the Sagittarius and the serpent hole and the Hercules, and at the exact 180, because it's astrological geometry now. At the exact 180, you get the Father and the Mother and the Child Trinity at the exact 180 of the heavens with the Gemini twins, the Gemini twins bringing forward the Orion child, which in reality that's what it is, with the Shu and the Tefnut bringing forward the Osar. So how deep it is, that's in the heavens, that's in the heavens. So what I would like to touch upon today in this sabbatical reverence is the flag of Ethiopia. Now, this has always been a big controversy, really, in Rastafari. It seems to have, quieted down a bit in this modern time, and that's good. But it's still a very important issue. Now, even as Bobo Shanti in the early days accepting Rastafari, because when I understood that prophecy in the Bible, Revelation chapter 5, verse 5 directly, when Revelation speaks about, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, was found worthy to take the book and loose the seven seals. And, I said, well, obviously, I've heard the Rastaman speak about this and all of that, and within my heart, I was never, ever, never offensive against Haile Selassie and the concept. I would listen. I'm just hearing of it for the first time, and I'm listening and say, okay, sounds interesting. And it is me myself. I remember that blessed morning, going through the scripture, and I was going through and reading, because I was always searching for the Almighty. That's me, God is my vibes. I searching for the Most High. And when I came across that, I said, okay, I've read it before, but that very morning it touched me mystically. I said, yeah, man, Haile Selassie, man, this scripture here is speaking about Haile Selassie. And from that moment, it was just a growth, you understand? Now, for sure, you couldn't move that from me. Haile Selassie is the second. Haile Selassie is the Almighty God. That was the vibes, fully, and still is, But then I said within myself, though, amongst Rastafari, you see the different movements. And I observed that the Bobo Shanti movement kept the Sabbath. And from my perspective, I was saying that to me, that was a key thing. If you're going to follow the Bible correctly, if you're dealing with the Sabbath and the flag. Because the Bobo Shanti was very firm with the red up business, and from my perspective at that time was like, well, the rainbow. When I see the rainbow, according to after the flood of Noah, the rainbow was put into the heavens, and that was the covenant between the Almighty and human beings, the rainbow. And you don't know how it is with Yaba. I went into the studies and many different things came out, and I understood, the whole aspect of the spectrum and the spectrum of light. And in reality, that whole thing with the prism, when you shine a light through the prism, you understand, and you get the spectrum of light on the wall, which is the rainbow, the different colors of the rainbow, what you call the spectrum of light, including the white light. Now, this, you always get it in a specific order. Even if you were to twist the flashlight, so you use a flashlight and you shine it through the prism, even if you were to turn the flashlight around and spin it, you still get the spectrum, the rainbow figure, as we know the rainbow with the red up, you know. So to me, the rainbow is the symbol of life. This ain't just a cloth thing and sew a cloth and you paint a, you know. This is the symbol of life. And Ethiopia is not only symbolic as, but is literally the first nation on the planet. Creation itself, human beings, at least as far as science carries us now, shows us coming from this spot here, Ethiopia, not just Africa, Ethiopia, the Great Lakes region and the Rift Valley and Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, that area there is the cradle of civilization. You understand? So not just people, you know, civilization, civilized human beings. So obviously there was a banner of right, which we have also showed even some of these ancient Buddhists of the Naga people. You see them crossing the Indian Ocean with their streamers of the red, gold, and green, with the black 5-point star. This is artwork of the Buddhists. So you could see that this whole concept of this red, gold, and green is obviously very old. But not just old. The rainbow, do you know what a rainbow is? A rainbow is not just a colorful bow in the sky. The rainbow is all around. There's a rainbow in front of us here. There's a rainbow over there. There's rainbow. We are rainbows. We are living rainbows. So that is why now when the sunlight meets the water and the mist, you spray the water. If you go out in the sun now and you're washing the car and you spray a mist, you would see the rainbow appear. You know, if you get a little teary-eyed, you know, something happens and a little tears come in your eyes and the sun is shining, you literally see the droplets of water that may be on your eyelash. You literally see the rainbow colors right in front of you. Because what it is not that the rainbow comes, the rainbow just appears, because the rainbow is all over. The spectrum of light, these colors represents life itself, the melanin. When you throw all these colors together and mix them up, it's black again. Melanin, life. You understand? So our flag is not just a flag. You understand? And it's not even just a banner. It's life. The sun, the rainbow is the symbol of the sun, man. Mixed with the life-giving water. Oh, come on. And that's our banner, the red, gold, and green. Without a doubt, nobody can run from that. No one can run from that. Some people say, but look, sometimes you see a next rainbow upside down the other and hold on, reverse. I'm getting to that. I haven't reached there yet. But catch your key word, sometimes. Check what you say good. I'm coming to that, you know. I didn't reach there yet, but since sometimes. It's true. Sometimes you see two rainbows in the heavens. And you usually see two rainbows when the original rainbow is extremely bright. I mean, it gets so bright, you wonder what's going on here, as if it's going to explode. And then you see another, let us be clear, another faint rainbow appear above it. And the rainbow above it is obviously a reflection of it because it is upside down. All right. We're talking science here. We ain't even really talking flags yet. We're just talking science. All right. Now, as I said, so the original nation, we call the throne the Rainbow Circle Throne. You understand? That's what we call it, the Rainbow Circle Throne. So it's obvious. So the original nation, not Czechoslovakia, not Australia, Ethiopia, mystically, its flag, the original flag with them colors. Because most of these other places with the red, gold, and green colors, even in Africa, with all love and respect, remember it's after their independence in the 60s, 70s, and them times that they rose these flags. We're talking about a nation that has been expressing itself with these colors as far back as history can take us, the Ethiopian nation. So I'm just saying that the red being on the top, in my humble opinion, only at that time made sense. And even at this time still makes sense. All right. Now, obviously, when you look at Ethiopia today, you see the green and the gold and the red. And on the level of Rastafari, because I'm looking at this on a very broad scope, because on the level of Rastafari, even before the coming of the Emperor in the 1966 time frame when he came to Jamaica, it was the most of the races, if not all, was really portraying the flag with the red on the top. That's where you get the term heights. Heights, gold and green. Heights is the higher one, And of course, the emperor came in with the Ethiopian Airlines with the streamer plus the tail part. You see the green and the gold and the red. And the streamer, you see the green and the gold and the red. All right. And that's basically, because the emperor is carrying the green, the gold, and the red. And at that time, let's just be clear, no disrespect, 1966, a lot of things wasn't that open. So a lot of ones didn't have a visual input properly of exactly what was taking place in Ethiopia and even Africa. Television, it wasn't really there like that, if like that at all, really like that. Radio may have been the scene, but you can't see with radio. And a little BBC News here and there, and a 1-2 local program may be going on. So the real vibration is the exposure wasn't really there for a lot of ones. That's just the truth. So them seeing Haile Selassie now for the first, and an Ethiopian plane, an African plane, the only African plane really, the Ethiopian airline coming in. Not the only plane, but airline, because there are many planes in the Ethiopian airline at the time. And even now, coming in with the banners, and they say, but wait, no, that's how they fly the flag in Ethiopia? Yeah, man. Well, if it's so they fly the flag, that's so it have to be. So that's just the maths. If it's so they fly the flag, it's so it have to be. And then it was turned upside down. Good. Now, I'm just going to read a bit of history here. And this is in connection with the Walden University Online, master's and PhD degrees. And it's a study directly dealing with the history of Ethiopia. And it's a very short piece here that I'm going to touch. And the reason why, I have to show that it is university standard, PhD standard, is because it's no history, but some of us may not be familiar with it. Now, the site I'm looking at here has a layout of the Ethiopian flags that we can see here. And what I'm going to do, I don't think I could copy these here, but we will get a similar layout and we would present it for sure to our subscribers. They could take a look, and when we put this on the video format, we will also show these flags. But on this version here, you have 12 layouts. You have the Ethiopian Empire, the banner from the 19th century. You have the Empire of Ethiopia, 1897. Then when you say 19th century, we're talking about 1801, 1802, 1803, good. Then you have the Empire of Ethiopia, a banner, 1897 to 1974. He has a colony of Abyssinia, 1936 to 1941. Imperial standard observed, 1949. Imperial standard reserve, reverse.
That's reverse.
Reverse, pardon me, 1949. And so this is what? Sorry, this is
Obverse.
Obverse, 1949. So it's obverse and reverse. Yes, please forgive me. Republic of Ethiopia, 1974. Republic of Ethiopia, 1975. People's Democratic Republic, 1987. Federal Democratic Republic, 1991. Federal Democratic Republic, 1996. And Federal Democratic Republic, 1996 again. All right. Let us pay close attention to this. This is a very serious subject here. Now, for the Ethiopian Empire, 19th century, we have the red, gold, and green banner, the flag of Ethiopia at that time, in the 19th century, the 1800, the 1801 going up. The Ethiopian Empire, the banner was the red, with the red up, the gold, and the green. Now this is history here. This ain't nothing to run around with and, well, they believe, and this is just history. We know this for sure. I mean, you could have your opinions as why afterwards, but we gotta admit that the red was up first. Then now, we have the Empire of Ethiopia up until 1897, wherein the rectangular banner was created with the red, gold, and green in the same fashion. But listen to this. Before the rectangular banner was created, you had the red, gold, and green in the triangular form. So you see they have 3 triangles here, red triangle, almost like streamers when you see at carnival time, really. Yes. Yeah, you have the red triangle, the yellow triangle, and the green triangle. So, and that's the banner. I know I've seen artwork in Ethiopia, of the same fashion here. That is why I will always highlight, when you look at the ancient artwork of Ethiopia, the red is always on the top. Like all of these paintings of the monks and the monks, Abba Samuel and Kedos Exir and these ones. And some people may say, yeah, which picture you see of them with they have flag with red up? It's not the flag. The background is always in the colors of the red, gold, and green, and it's always, at least most of the time, it's set up with the red and then the gold and the green at the bottom in the rainbow fashion. I'm just showing, it's not an argument with no one, I'm just showing that Ethiopian history shows Ethiopia embracing its colors of red, gold, and green as it always does. But up until 1897 and going forward as far back as we can think, we've always arranged these colors in the format of the red, the gold, and the green. That's what I'm saying. That's just for sure. Now, Prince Emmanuel, to be honest, it's Prince Emmanuel alone here say this. Prince Emmanuel has some mystic things he say. Him alone I hear say this. That Queen Victoria send down in Ethiopia to bring in imperialism and turn the red upside down, turn the flag upside down. Any bubble that's a bubble, know them talking there. Now, obviously one's challenged that because, I mean, they don't even know when Victoria, but I mean, when the flag was changed, Victoria was on the throne. She was the Queen of England. Okay, let me read this here for you. This is from the same website here. Ethiopia had never been conquered by a colonial power.
That's good.
And defeated the Italians in their quest of an African colony on the 1st of March, 1896, at the Battle of Adwa in Tigray. The following year, on the 6th of October, 1897, it introduced its first rectangular red, yellow, and green flag based on the 3 pennants. So it is showing us here that on the 6th of October, 1897, it brought in its first rectangular flag from this study here. And the colors were still arranged in the order of the rainbow as the ancient time: red, yellow, and green. The colors were interpreted as having a connection with the Holy Trinity and the 3 main provinces, and stood for red, power and faith; yellow, the church, peace, natural wealth and love; green, land and hope. Soon after, the order of colors was changed, and the imperial symbol, the Lion of Judah, bearing a cross, was placed on the central stripe. This symbol was said to be associated with Menelik I, traditionally believed to be the son of King Solomon of ancient Israel and Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. According to legend, he founded the Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia that ruled Ethiopia with few interruptions for close to 3,000 years, and 225 generations later ended with Emperor Haile Selassie I in 1974. Okay. So on the 3rd of October, 1935, the Italian fascist regime under Mussolini again attacked Ethiopia using tanks, planes, and chemical weapons. And for 5 years, from 1936 to 1941, from the 5th of May to the 5th of May, exactly 5 years, the 5th month and the 5th day, occupied Ethiopia, flying the Italian flag as the colony of Abyssinia, the name it used to be referred to outside the country, derived from an early Arabic name. In 1941, the Italians were driven out by British and Ethiopian patriot forces, and the national flag was restored. In 1949, Emperor Haile Selassie I adopted an imperial standard featuring the Lion of Judah on the front of birth. All right, let me continue. Where am I here? So it says here, and St. George slaying the dragon.
Slain? Should be slain.
Yeah, but it looks like a T. But let's say slaying the dragon on the back, and that's reversed, encircled by the color of the Order of Solomon's seal. Then it says, now Ethiopia's state flag was modified after the overthrow in September 12, 1974 by the military. The crown was removed from the lion's head, and you actually see it in the flag, They actually take the crown off of the lion head, and the cross finally was changed to a spear point. The following year, the repressive Derg military regime adopted a new flag with an emblem designed by Tadesse Mesfin. This version lasted until 1987, when through a referendum, Ethiopia became a democratic people republic with Mengistu Haile Selassie as president. The green, yellow, red flag now carried a new emblem and was used from 1987 until Mengistu's regime was overthrown in 1991. A green, yellow, red flag without any emblem has always been used by the people, as it could be cheaply made and would remain current even when regimes change. This basic pattern could not be changed. It became the country's only flag after the overthrow of the communist regime until the 6th of February 1996. New symbols were introduced for the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. The emblems featured a blue disc symbolizing peace and a pentagram with rays emanating from the inner angles signifying the bright prospect in sight for the nations, nationalities, and peoples of Ethiopia, united in their own common will. Yes. Since the reorganization of Ethiopia into 9 ethnic regions, each region now has its own flag as well. We're doing good now. Okay, so basically that's it. So that's just a little tip history, and as I said, that history, you have to understand the importance of history, because history sometimes can only carry you thus far. And we could see for sure, as far as history can carry us with the banner of Ethiopia, the red, gold, and green was the original banner. And the colors arranged in that order was the original way. Now, one would argue that for whatever maybe divine reason, Menelik II, because it would have been under the reign of Menelik II, where this banner would have been reversed. But let me explain this to you now. Listen good, people. This is very important, and even the young ones, for good understanding. This is very key. One have to understand geopolitics. The Ethiopian church, like it or not, is politics. Any church of the standard of the Orthodox Church, the Coptic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, it is filled with politics. The Anglican Church was formed through politics. King Henry VIII, I think it was, he wanted another child because he had no sons, and his wife couldn't make any more children, so he wanted another wife. So he went to the Pope of Rome. At this time, England was Roman Catholic, because Rome is really the mother of Europe. So he went to the Pope and says, well, listen, man, we need to do something here. I need a next wife. And the Pope said, well, brother, we don't do that. And you can't divorce the wife that you have. This is the King of England he talking to. And he said, yeah, I tell you I want a son so my throne can continue. Boss, you all right. And he just brushed off the Pope, and he went home and he formed the Anglican Church. So when you hear people say they're Anglican, I was born in that Anglican. They baptized me in the Anglican Church, me personally, and confirmed in the Anglican Church. It's a big, it's a big church internationally. It's the Church of England, the Anglican Church. But that's the history of it. It came about through politics. And the Wesleyan Church and the Protestants, a lot of politics is involved. And you would be fooling yourself not to believe that there's great politics involved in the Ethiopian church. You understand? And if you study the Ethiopian church properly during the time of Kadamawe Haile Selassie I, even within the church, there was a lot of fight against the emperor himself. You see the great Abuna Basilis, if you understand the history, that is a great man that stood firm with the emperor. But there was a lot of also infighting within the church when the emperor himself, as the leader, the emperor, head of the church, was making certain changes. Do you think when the emperor started to take bishops from Ethiopia, it went down good with everyone? Everyone wasn't pleased with that, you know. Even bringing in the first 9 priests, it was, from Ethiopia, that was not a move that they liked. And then the Abuna himself from Ethiopia, because Haile Selassie I, listen to me, in the Ethiopian history, at least history a few hundred years back, the Egyptian Coptic Church would always send the Abuna, the bishop for Ethiopia. They would send it from Egypt. So it would be an Egyptian man then, a man from Egypt. You know, he may not be a Arab, but there would be a mixture, especially coming from 1,000 years back. But, you know, in the modern time, you know, it's just pure Arab people that you usually see when you check what's going on in Egypt. So the Egyptian would send from the Coptic church, they would send someone to be the archbishop of the Ethiopian church. Just imagine this. So you're going up south, up the River Nile, you're going into the highlands of Ethiopia from Egypt. They're sending a man all the way to Ethiopia to be the head of the Ethiopian church. Kadamawe Haile Selassie, stop that. And say, what's wrong with you? You don't feel we have enough holy people here in Ethiopia where we can produce our own archbishop? This was going against protocol, you know. You have to understand this, you know. So the emperor of old told them, well, no, we're going to start to choose our archbishops right here from Ethiopia. And Abuna Basilis was chosen. That didn't go down with certain ones. Good. I'm sure if they were chosen, it would be all right. So the emperor is known for that, you know, making these changes. And some of us, we can't be sticking our heads in the sand like the fairy tale ostrich. I have to say fairy tale, because real ostriches don't really do them kind of things there, you know. But we can't be sticking our head in the sand, you know. You hear me, bonfire, and the pictures that you see them hang up in Lalibela, the white pictures and these kind of things. The bonfire. Some of us, we have to research properly. You understand? These are not just new images, you know. Even during the time of Kadamawe Haile Selassie, and nobody can tell me I don't know what I'm saying. Even during the time of Kadamawe Haile Selassie, you would see some of these images established in some of the churches. I ain't lying, I can prove that. Even on the regala of the archbishop, you see some Caucasian Marian and Jesus, even on the crown that the Abuna would wear. Not just now, well, for sure they rock that now hard. But even in that time, you can watch some of these videos. I know I'm not a lunatic. You can watch some of these videos. There's a video right there on YouTube in German when I think they're ordaining Archbishop, what's his name, Theophilus, to be the Abuna. And if you take your time and watch the video good and even look at his robes and his outfit good, there's certain pictures on there, supposedly of the Messiah and his mother. They're white. Right there in the video. And I mean, not just the video. Once you are a student of history, there's so many other photographs and things you could examine. And the emperor right there sitting down watching the ceremonies with his eyes. You understand? And nobody can tell me that them is not the white picture of the Mary and the Jesus. That ain't no Christ. That ain't no Christ. I don't care what you say. That is not no Christ and no mother of no Christ. And as I said, the emperor right there sitting down is the emperor put the ring on the man's hand and everything. Yeah, the emperor come up, step up when he come and he bow down to the emperor and kiss him and on his hand and he put the thing around him and you know the video. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm saying all of this for us to think properly. Because some of us will lose our brains. You know what I mean? Man, we break down the table and pound it, bam, bam. You have to follow what the King of Kings say and what the King of Kings stand for. And yet still you go in Lalibela and you curse, take down them white picture, fire. But look, Abu the Theal office come before the emperor with all them pictures on his clothes. And he get the blessing to be the archbishop. It's not him alone. Abu the Basilisk too. It's some sort of tradition. Maybe not from old, but it begins somewhere. Man, listen, this is politics. And if we can't wake up to the reality of that, you see, religion will mash your head up. It is politics taking place there. There's politics in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. There's no spooky vibes. It's as real can be. So even when King Emmanuel speak about the turn down of the flag during the time of Queen Victoria, listen, man, it's politics. So most ones need to get a grip of that. I don't have no problem. Because I understand, we did a video on the YouTube, why the emperor don't have no locks. I always advise people to go and listen to that. It's not just about the locks, it's more than the locks. But it's a real deep vibe that we went into to show you why the emperor is the emperor. Because if you look at the emperor all day long and try to think you're going to emulate every little thing that you see him do, you understand? At least what you see him do in the history that has been encapsulated for us from 1892 to 1975. You gotta, that is why we have a high priest. That is why we have a Melchizedek. You understand what I'm saying? That is why we have an individual that shows us the way of the Most High and how you praise the very same Kadamawe Haile Selassie I. So I'm just showing you now with an understanding. That is why Bobo Shanti, the robe and turban order, the Sabbath order, the order of the banners in a specific order, because this is the Melchizedek man that come to show us the order. So now, if you're going to get caught up in the politics, if you're going to get caught up, get fully caught up, no disrespect to no one, but that's why a lot of us end up enjoying Orthodox Church. I ain't a brother from Orthodox cross doing that. That's why a lot of us end up enjoying the Orthodox Church, no disrespect to them, you know. But of course you're going to use the word sound, well, Haile Selassie was an Orthodox Christian. So people use that as a strong point. So I don't understand, brother. If man say them is Rasta, and the King of Kings, which is supposed to be your example, was an Orthodox Christian, I don't know what the item doing, say the item is Bingi, and Baba and 12 tribe and them things. Who make up them things? You have to be what the emperor is, if you say, you know. And as you know, we did a video on that, you know what I mean? Because according to them, Christ was of the Judaism order, that of the tradition of Moses, but people that follow him consider themselves, well, Orthodox Christians, there you go. But the time moving on, and I'm saying again, that's why I'm not ashamed. I'm very happy to know that I have held on to the order of the Bobo Shanti, the order of King Emmanuel. Because look, in the midst of all of this now, okay, let's check it good. Before 1880, before 1898, the Ethiopian Empire carried the red up. Anyone, I really listen to me good, anyone that would jump and say, well, when the emperor come, the red was down, and he never changed it. But when the emperor come, some of them pictures that we despise of them white, Jesus and Mary, were already there. I don't know who sneaked them in. Well, I know who sneaked them in, but I mean, I'm saying it almost sarcastically. But them pictures were there to the point where the pictures was on the regalia of the highest administrator of the church. So why don't you, well, you must take down your black, them Rasta man that you see in the Last Supper with the dreadlocks, take it down off the wall and put up some white Jesus now. Because during the, I ain't playing around, you know, and you know I ain't got nothing to hide. Some pretend that this pretending is a waste of time. We have the truth. If you have the truth, stand firm on the truth. And I know for sure I got the truth. So I'm telling you, during the time of the emperor, 1970, whatever it was, clear as crystal, you could see the pictures, they exist in many, you know, facets of the Ethiopian tradition, all in the clothes of the holy men during the time of the king. So why don't you adapt that as well? Yeah. So that can't be no excuse because the emperor. Because you see, they have some prophecies, you know, that must be fulfilled as well. Yeah. And there is prophecies that really speak about our blood running in the street for trade. Just reality. Let's not be up to the horse's bridle, man. We be walking in our own blood. You understand? Wow. So here we have the Ethiopian Empire, the red, the gold, and the green. And from 1898, thereabout, the green, the gold, and the red. With the lion, actually, that's our blood there, man, that the lion really walking in there. That's just reality. And, you know, the science of this, you know, is mystic. Because remember, we're talking about the rainbow circle throne. And there are many different emblems that came in between, to the point that they didn't even have any emblem in 1991. Up until 1996, interesting time, that they placed an interlace 5-point star with a blue circle background in it. So, I think it's clear. I don't think we can really argue the point that the red was always up. And not only that, this can be seen in science itself and seen in nature naturally. And that to me is the main point. Nature. What does nature say? Nature says that the rainbow is life. The rainbow is the sun, you know, the life-giving energy of the sun plus water, the feminine, loving, sustaining nature of water. The sun and the water comes together. As you can see, some dark clouds over there in the east coming in, and the sun bright. I'm sure if we go on the outside, you'll see a rainbow somewhere, because I saw one this morning. You understand? So that is to show you life exists, and there's a rainbow all around us. All around us. But it's the water that brings it to life with the sunlight, and then it appears. So that is why the rainbow covenant has always been our banner. And the rainbow covenant, the red must be on top. in reality. So I'm thankful again for the Black Christ, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, for such an order that has been returned to us from creation. Who may not like it, well, I'm very sorry, but so it go. Give thanks for such principles that has brought life back, brother. Yeah, with good understanding, to teach I and I how to connect properly with that divine Negus, the sustainer Kadamawe, Haile Selassie I. This is exactly what is taking place here. Holy Menelik I, Selassie I, Rastafari. And how interesting, as I said, even before the rectangular banner, there were 3 triangular banners, or 3 triangular colors. The stripes were in triangular form, with the red on the top again. Quite interesting from such time, where you do see, even in the ancient times, you see that style being portrayed. It looks like the pyramids. That's really the point I'm getting to. It looks like the pyramids. The 3 pyramids, the Khufu and Khafre and Menkara. Yeah. Give thanks to life giver and the keeper of life once again. And as I said, as we say, it's one Rastafari within my realms. I give thanks for such an order that I tried, the Sabbath order and everything that goes with such. And blessed love to all, and just righteousness cover the earth as water cover the sea. Again, King Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love. Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah. Alafia to each and every one. Salamta and blessed love. Honorable Priest Isaac here. It is with great joy that I am happy to announce to you that I have officially released my first ebook, Anu Ancient and Modern Revisited. This is the continuation process of our easy-to-read books. Within the pages of Anu Ancient and Modern Revisited, we take the time to show you the spiritual connection with the island of Antigua and Heliopolis in Kemet in Egypt, with the island of Antigua and the legendary continent of Atlantis. We also highlight Green Castle Hill, also known as Mount Anu, which is known as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, with the countless of megaliths that align with the movement of the heavens. This is a must-read for all those who are students of the esoteric realms, astronomy, geology, and ancient sites. Of course, to get a copy of your book, all you have to do is to contact us at area code 1268-728-3162. Call, text, or even WhatsApp. Or you can email us at priestisaac27@gmail.com to get a copy of your ebook and Ancient and Modern. It is an easy to read book, may appear light, but it is extremely heavy.